Hello everyone and welcome to another video on Warframe. Today's weapon is a primary Soma Prime. Now unlike the other build I made about a primary weapon, this time it'll be my own build. So yeah, a little disclaimer, most of my builds, or if not all of my builds, are basic. So yeah, if you're looking for a complex professional build, it's not here. So, bit of a warning. I'm not a pro, I just do well, whatever works. So here we go. The Soma Prime. This weapon is an old weapon. It's been around for a long time, since the early days of Warframe. It's actually one of the weapons that many people wanted back in the day. Nowadays, I don't see it much, which is a bit sad, but is it good today? Let's find out. First off, this build requires 4 Forma. That's because the weapon comes with 2 V polarity, so that's less Forma for you to put, and it makes the build a bit affordable, which is always good. So the accuracy of the weapon is 28. It doesn't look that good, but trust me, it's a pretty decent accuracy. Critical chance is pretty high, and the multiplier especially. It's excellent. It's basically a machine gun, and the magazine is 200. The reload is slow, but that's fine because you have a magazine of 200, so you don't need to reload every time. Next we have the status. Sadly, the status is low, which is a shame. It would have been cool if it was a bit higher. The trigger is an automatic, of course, and the damage for impact, puncture, and slash is not that impressive. Now, I know what you're thinking. On paper, the weapon is not that impressive. I get it, but let's see how it performs without any mods, and who better than to use the corrupted heavy gunners. They're not the super strongest in the entire game, but they're one of them, just because of their tough armor. Okay, let's test it out. As you can see, it has pretty good accuracy, and the recoil, well, it's a bit jittery, but it does hit the target. Especially let me see, can I mark it? Okay. Even if it's like 26 meters, I'm still hitting the head. And as you can see, the criticals are instantly activated. And despite the damage looking very small, you can see that what makes this weapon so good, or at least to me, is the high amount of critical chance and damage, and the high magazine, which compensates for everything gone. And yes, it's a bit bad on ammunition, but that can easily be fixed with, well, a sentinel, like a sweeper, or sweeper prime, sorry, carrier, or carrier prime, or a warframe that can get you ammunition. So it's an easy fix, or at least to me anyway. Now let's move on to the builds. First we have the standard build. Standard builds are common, or at least fair amount of mods that can be easy to acquire, and they're a bit, not a bit, they are cheaper to level up, so that's always welcome. So basically affordable mods. Starting off, we have Serration, which is a mandatory for primary weapons. It gives you 165% damage. Next, we have Split Chamber, which gives us multi-shot. Vital Sense, which gives us critical damage of 120%. Point Strike, 150% critical chance, which is always good. Next, we have Vigilante Supplies, which converts unused ammo pickups into primary weapons. That way, you don't have to worry about ammo that much. And it gives you critical, enhances your critical hits from primary weapons. And combine it with Vigilante Armaments, which is why it's 10%. Gives you 60% multi-shot. Now those two mods can be farmed on Cetus bounties. And in case you're confused, the key mods used in this video and the parts of the weapon and the stats of the weapon will all be in the description as usual. That way, you can have a better look on the stats or the ups and downs of the weapon and where to get the parts and mods. Next, we have Malignant Force, which gives us 60% toxin damage and status chance. Yes, the status chance is still low, but at least it gives you more opportunities to inflict corrosive damage. Sorry. Oh yeah, your elemental damage. Next we have Stormbringer. It's not status based, but it gives you more damage. Now, electricity and poison combined are making corrosive damage. Now, corrosive damage is good against armored units, so it's very effective against Grineer, Corrupted, or anything with armor. But if you use it against enemies with no armor, you will do less damage. So be careful with that. Now let's test it out. Here we go. Pretty good, right? Now, if you're worried about high recoil, you can just burst the weapon, like maybe a few bursts. That way your shot will be a bit more accurate, and you don't have to worry about guiding your cursor, or rather, guiding your aim. Now, the enemies, I'll make them live, because when they're standing still, you get bonus damage. So we're going to test it in live combat. Hopefully I won't die. And before any of you say anything, the reason why I'm not using invincibility is because, well, I need to show how effective it is in real combat, and it makes the video a little bit interesting. So here we go. There we go, it's pretty good. And I'm not even using Warframe powers yet. So you can just imagine how good this weapon is. Now let's move on to a viral build. Let me just put this here. Viral is cold and poison. Now for viral, unlike corrosive damage, viral attacks the health of the enemy, so it's effective against all factions. But the best faction would be the ones with no armor, like the Corpus. The Corpus, you see, they don't have armor, but they do have shields. But just because they don't have armor doesn't mean they're weak. They are strong because they have very interesting weapons. So here we go. See that? very, very good. The crits and viral damage only make the weapon better. Here we go. There we go. So yeah, despite the build being a bit basic, it does the job it does the job well, or well enough. But if you're not satisfied with the build, that's fine. I mean, I'm just here to give you an idea. This is not the perfect build. It's just an idea. Okay, so moving on, we're going to the expensive builds. Now, expensive build is more of mods that are rare, and once you do get them, are more expensive to level up. So yeah, keep that in mind. But even if they're expensive, once they're maxed out, and once they're placed in the weapon, I guarantee that the results are very much worth it. So here we go. Now, it doesn't look that much different, but we have heavy caliber. This mod cannot be farmed, but you can get it from Orokin vaults, from derelict missions. Like I said, in the description, so you can have a better idea. It gives you very less accuracy, but the damage is significantly higher. And since it has a fast wind-up time, you're guaranteed to, well, hit things. That's the point. Now we have an Argon scope. As of this moment, or the day of this recording, you cannot farm this weapon. So sadly, the expensive part comes from trading from other players, which can cost you platinum, or basically real currency. So be careful with that. I don't know how much it is right now, but I can imagine it's expensive because on headshot you get 135% more critical chance when aiming for 9 seconds. So that's what? That's more critical chance right here. It's that good. I recommend you putting that mod on once you have it. Let me just go back to Rapid Gunners. Go. And this time I'll use my powers. See that? Now imagine if I had Mirage or Mirage Prime. You can just see how effective the weapon would be. Now let me go to a viral build to demonstrate that. If I can just, if I can remember. Give me a sec. My mind. Okay. Here we go. Let me get the guy. This time no power. Look at that. I still have 169 ammunition. I didn't shoot much and yet they're dead. Which is the whole point. Now, you can fix this by unlocking this slot here, but this is purely optional. Yes, it gives you more chances to mod your weapon, but it's expensive to acquire the Exilus Forma just to unlock this. So if you have it, you can unlock it, but like I said, it's expensive to make, so do this if you have the resources. That way you can put, let's see, what's a good Exilus mod? You can put this back there. You can put Vigilante supplies back there so you can get ammunition back. It's a good mod. It's just that it's blocked away by this. which is upsetting. But and for the rest here, I don't think there's another way to build this unless, well, you can put hunter munitions, but I don't know. It's up to you. Like I said, this is just my personal thing. If you don't, well, sorry, if you don't like the way it's built, it's up to you. But yeah, and that's where I'm going to end it there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and sorry if it's a bit confusing, but it's the best way I can explain it. It may not be perfect, but at least the idea is there. Please hit the like button and subscribe. I hope your it helps you. And if you're interested, yeah, hit the like and subscribe and stuff, whatever. And as usual, I'll see you in the next episode.